Hey everybody, Daniel here from Every Day is Turkey Day, and today I'm going to be giving you my review on Preacher by Garth Ennis and Steve Dillon, book number 2 of the legendary Vertigo comic series. So this story pretty much picks up right after Angelville and all that craziness that happened there with Jesse and Tulip and Jesse's family. And in this, Tulip and Jesse, their relationship is pretty much in full effect now. They're both madly in love with each other and pretty much on honeymoon, or what could be considered a honeymoon without them actually getting married. And now they go to San Francisco to meet back up with Cassidy, as that's where Cassidy went from last time when they were in New York. And the first story arc in this book is that when they meet up with Cassidy, Cassidy's girlfriend is dead of an overdose of some heroin. So that draws them into getting in with a person named Jesus Day Sade, who's kind of a rich sex maniac who throws party for like the rich elite people in the city. And I don't know, it's just, he's kind of a weird, crazy dude. So anyway, he's throwing a party and they kind of want to get even with him. And now at the same time, the Grail shows up. You get to meet a couple people from the Grail, which is, you know, this hugely powerful organization that you heard about in the first book. But in this book, you actually get to meet them, and the main story pretty much takes up a huge part that has to deal with the Grail. So anyways, everything in San Francisco happens, and then next, one of the members of the crew, I'm not really going to say who because I don't want to spoil it, but somebody gets captured and then gets taken to Masada, which is kind of one of the operations for the Grail. And then there's this whole story pretty much of the other two people going and trying to rescue this captured person. And then you also learn more about the Grail, the organization, what they're trying to do. There's an interesting character named Star, who's kind of trying to save the Grail from itself, I guess you could say. And he's a member of the Grail, but he has his own plans for it. And you get to learn more about Genesis and, you know, kind of the backstory of that. And yeah, I don't really want to get too much into it, like I said, because, you know, it's a lot of story, and just giving away little things could kind of ruin it for some of you who haven't read it before. But anyways, aside from that, one issue in here is a backstory on Jesse's father in Vietnam, because before Jesse goes to get on a plane to go to Masada, he runs into somebody who recognizes him and thinks that Jesse is his father. And so you get a cool little backstory on Jesse's father in Vietnam, and, you know, a little conflict that he went through. And also in this book you get Cassidy's backstory of how he was in Ireland and then he came to New York City, and how he became a vampire, and you know, pretty much just along those lines. Now, the art in this is great. There's great characters, and I just absolutely love the dialogue in this book. Like, the way Garth Ennis writes these characters, like, it's kind of vulgar a lot, but it's just great. And there's like a lot of times in here when I actually like laughed out loud at some of the stuff he wrote. But yeah, so it's a great story. I wouldn't say it's as shocking probably as the first book, but that might just be because, you know, going into a first book, you might not know what to expect. And then going into the second one, you already have an idea of kind of what you're going to get. But yeah, it's just really great. I give it a 5 out of 5. And yeah, if you haven't read this, you need to. So yeah, thanks for listening, and yeah, peace.